97.3 Citi FM. Hello, good evening, and welcome to Eyewitness News. Coming to you live from our studio here in Accra. I am Sami Wiafi, and tonight I am here with
Eno Safo.
Coming up in the next 1 hour, 30 minutes.
We have presented evidence to the presidency showing that everything the OSP said was untrue, and for them to relook at the termination directive.
Under fire, Strategic Mobilization Company Limited, SML, fights back claims of corruption and corruption-related offences as alleged by the Special Prosecutor Kisi Ejabe. Tonight, we bring you details of the company's position on the matter. Also coming up on Eyewitness News.
I think it's a necessity, which I believe, for security reasons, it's a necessity for this country. We need a brand new aircraft for business. Just 4 key things. The security and safety of the president cannot be compromised.
While West MP resurrects debate for a new presidential jet following reports that Ghana's presidential jet is still under repairs. And later,
I was hurt at my shoulder level and also my head. So yesterday I had severe headache. My part of my head is so swollen.
7 people, including Citi FM and Channel 1 TV journalists, as well as officials of the Environmental Protection Agency involved in an accident at Obuasi in the Ashanti region, currently responding to treatment. Stay with 97.3 Citi FM for more on this and other stories on Eyewitness News. Later coming up in business.
PricewaterhouseCoopers projects further price easing as inflation falls.
Eyewitness News is live on our affiliates across the country, around the globe. We are on citinewsroom.com. Talking about affiliates.
In the Western region, we're on Premier 100.5 FM, Beach 105.5 FM, and Sky 93.5 FM, all in Takrady. In the Bono region, Greener 95.9 FM in Sunyani. Ahafo region, we are live on Hammers Radio 106.5 FM in Goso. In the Ashanti region, we're on Orange 107.9 FM in Kumasi, and we're also live on Alpha Radio 104.9, also in Kumasi. In the Volta region, we're live on Global 105.1 FM in Ho, Adanu 107.7 FM in Adakluwaya. In the northern region, we're live on Diamond 93.7 FM in Tamale. If you're in the Upper West, you're listening to us on West Link 88.1 FM in Laura. If you're in the Upper East region, Source 100.1 FM in Boko and Pure 100.5 FM in Navrongo. In the Northeast region, we're live on Scarp 101.3 FM in Nanpanduri.
You can join the conversation with your WhatsApp messages. The number is 0549 986 996. 0549 986 996. Inu has our first story.
Strategic Mobilization Limited says it has written to the president urging a reconsideration of the decision to terminate its contract with the Ghana Revenue Authority. The termination followed findings by the Office of the Special Prosecutor, which described the contract as unnecessary and cited payments made for no work done. However, at a press conference, SML's lawyer, Cephas Boyo, stated that the company's letter to the president includes documentary evidence demonstrating the positive impact of its revenue assurance services with the GRA.
And you see, again, the OSP rubbishes every other report. In fact, even the KPMG's report, he rubbishes it. The part that goes in favor of SML. He said, I don't agree with it. I disagree. And so what? You know, I mean, KPMG has more knowledge in that field. And they have come out with a report. So you are picking and choosing. In fact, it is the basis for which we took our response to the presidency. Because you see, I believe that the person of the president's caliber, he will not make decisions just like that. So perhaps he hasn't seen our side of the story. So maybe in the principle, in the light of all the autonomy party room, we want him to look at our side of the story. That the assertions that he hasn't worked, SML hasn't worked, SML hasn't done this. We have sent all the documents to him. He should look at it and tell the Ghanaians, is it true that SML didn't work? Yet we're being paid. That is the basis for which we've taken all those documents to the presidency and then also to the Attorney General. Because for me, the presumption, yes, we know that the termination directive as presumptively will be that it is the Attorney General per Article 88, that because Attorney General is the government's lawyer. So perhaps they know. But I can tell I believe strongly that Attorney General was not the one who advised government to do that. I can believe. I'm so sure. Because he's too meticulous. Attorney General will never do that. I believe strongly. And then you see, right after OSP's presser, then they went on a barrage of media campaigns. I mean, the entire week, OSP staff are in Adom FM, are here, are there, running the company down. You see, so if, like I said, as lawyers, we only do our talking in a courtroom. But if we sit down, by the time the matter even gets to court, you'd have tarnished, the company. The company would have been, and people will not even understand. Because see, with all these documents, if this matter ends up in court, the balance will tilt more towards SML, frankly. I mean, because, and Ghanaians may not understand, people will not understand, but these people, OSP said they were not doing anything, and now the court has ruled in their favor or something like that. I mean, we don't want that to happen. That is why, and we don't want Ghanaians to have the wrong impression. That is why we are organizing this, to make Ghanaians understand. Through you, these documents must be seen by Ghanaians. They must be seen. They make the judgment by themselves. And I believe strongly this afternoon, since the documents have gotten to the presidency, they will review their decision. They will review it because perhaps their decision to direct for the contract to be terminated was without seeing some of these documents. But as I said, contract of service, I mean, we all know contract of service is not contract of servitude. We cannot force ourselves on government. SML cannot force itself on government to work. I mean, it can't force to work with government. If government wants to terminate a contract, of course, that's fine. Government we will go through the process, and what is due SML, we take it. And in an investment overlay, will be told everybody. The huge investments that have gone into, all the equipment and all that have been brought.
SML also denied claims that former Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta has any interest in the company leading to the deal.
SML's record is one of institutional compliance, technological excellence, and measurable fiscal contribution. The company has operated under constant oversight from Ghana Revenue Authority, National Petroleum Authority, the Standards Authority, Ministry of Finance, and other stakeholders. The SML's installations have digitalized petroleum flow tracking. SML's audits have enhanced custom valuation integrity, and SML's collaboration have aligned public and private capabilities towards national revenue protection. SML's work has never been secretive. It's never been secretive. Has been, alleged. You see, and President Mahama always says something. I mean, he always says something that, you see, when a lie is told over and over and over again, then it will it will appear to people will begin to look at it as a truth. We want to disabuse the falsehood. That's why we have shared all these documents with you. The lies ought to stop. I mean, if anybody wants that job, please go through the right mail and get it. Go and lobby and get it. But don't run around and make comments tarnishing the image of SML. Even to the extent that, the company even belongs to Ken Ofori-Atta. Please, in fact, let me make this point. If there is one person who has been a disservice to SML, it's Ken Ofori-Atta. Let me explain to you. If there's one person who has been a disservice to SML and its operation, it's Ken Ofori-Atta. Remember that this contract is a performance-based contract, okay? For 10 months, from the inception of SML, when they did their work, for 10 months, they were never paid. I mean, I can't begrudge Ken Ofori-Atta so much with that, because he also needed to be sure that SML is delivering what he says it is. So he had He made the Ghana Audit Service. They had to audit SML before first payment was done. Now let me tell you even the shocking one, the service to SML. Every equipment that SML brought in, Ken Ofori-Atta refused to give SML exemption. SML paid for it. This is a company that OS is forcing down Ghanaians' throat that it belongs to Ken Ofori-Atta, or Ken has interest in it. So if he has interest, would he not just allow them to bring, give them exemptions so that the thing will go smoothly? Let's be careful. Let's be careful how we treat other Ghanaians. Evans Eduse also has blood running through his veins. Don't force what is not there to be there. Don't do that. And because he doesn't talk much, you run him down like that. So please, it is untrue that Ken Ofori-Atta has interest in SML. It's untrue.
Cephas Boyo is lawyer for Strategic Mobilization Limited.
We'll come back to this story shortly, but then let's move on because we'll speak to Manasseh Awuni, who is an investigative journalist and has been following this matter keenly. Remember when the special prosecutor addressed the press, he continuously mentioned Manasseh's name and this whole thing. We'll come back to this story and speak to Manasseh on it. But then before that, the vice chairperson of the Defense and Interior Committee of Parliament, Peter Tobu, is advocating the purchase of a new presidential aircraft. The presidential jet has been the subject of discussion in recent years due to frequent repairs and maintenance delays, which have sometimes forced government delegation to rely on chartered flights for international trips. Now, Peter Tobu joins us on the telephone line to explain to us why he feels or believes there's time for Ghana to purchase a new presidential jet. Thank you very much for your time. I saw your post on social media. And why are you pushing for a new presidential jet, sir?
Thank you very much. Let me take the advantage this evening to say good evening to your cherished listeners and viewers. What is the essence of a presidential jet? All of us know that throughout history, we've had presidential jets, and they've been very useful for our country, very particular regarding the safety and security of our presidents. In the past, we used to have two jets. I can remember we used to have the Gulfstream, and we had the Fokker 28. The Fokker 28 at the time was new, and the Gulfstream was a backup aircraft. And when the Gulfstream was down, we went and purchased Falcon 900. And the Fokker 28 became a backup flight. Today, the Gulfstream is no more. Fokker 28 is no more. The only flight that we have, the only aircraft we have as a presidential jet is Falcon 900, which since March 2025 has remained with the mechanics at maintenance. And we do not have any again. So I am saying that if you are looking at the essence of presidential jet, that covers the safety and security of the president. That we are talking about the operational flexibility and efficiency of using a jet for our president. We are talking about aviation diplomacy. And last but not the least, national image of Ghana. We should hurry up and go and buy an aircraft. The fact is that even in the last parliament, MPP at the time that they were in government, they saw the need to propose that we bought one. At the time, the Falcon 900 was still flying. Today, it is no longer flying. It's remained with the mechanics for long. And you and I know that you even send your car to the mechanic for ordinary maintenance, and it takes more than a day. It tells you there's a problem. And when the mechanic calls you that, listen, I have done the ordinary maintenance, but you need to change several parts. And after changing several parts, he still calls for more changes. It tells you the mechanic himself has an integrity to protect. He has an image to protect. Until it is done and fit for purpose, it will never be released. So this aircraft can remain in France for another month or two, and we can't compel them to release because they have an image to protect. But what I'm saying is that let's begin the process now to procure a new presidential aircraft. It will not come in a day or two, because procuring an aircraft can take 2 or 3 years. So let's begin now, before finally this one becomes not fit for purpose and we sit without any hope at all. It is time for us to do that.
Vice Chair, I remember very well the previous administration started a conversation of acquiring a new jet. And I remember your side in Parliament at that time vehemently opposed the purchase of a jet. What has changed now? Is it because the one we are using now is out of order, sort of? So there's a need to have a new one. And looking at the opposition, your side then, push for a new jet. How do you reconcile the two?
The simple statement I made, even at the time, was that we needed the security and safety of the president guaranteed with a presidential jet. And they told us that they wanted to buy one. But the argument was that what we had at the time was fit for purpose, because that was what they told us. And at the time, when $1 was going out for 15 to 16 Ghana cedis, and the economy was shaky a bit, we felt that that was not the right time to do that. Today, anything that is priced in dollar is cheaper to the Ghanaian government. And thanks to Honorable Arthur Forson and the governor of the Bank of Ghana. If you were buying something at $10 at the time, that would be about 170 Ghana cedis. Today, that $10 thing, that $10 thing has reduced so much to the point that the cedi has become stronger, and anything priced in dollar has become cheaper. So strategically, the time to buy things priced in dollars is now. And I'm saying that apart from the price advantage, because of the appreciation of the cedi, we believe that the Falcon 900 that is more than 15 years old is on its way gradually out. Because, an aircraft, you can use it for 25, 30 years, yes. But this particular one, the way it has spent so much time at the workshop and is not even being released, any ordinary person will agree that this aircraft gradually is phasing out, and we should be thinking of procuring a new one. And I'm saying that if I'm saying that we should procure an aircraft today, you can procure the aircraft today, and probably President Mahama may not even sit on it before he gets out of Parliament in 2029, because it will take time for it to arrive. And in the past, it is there. The president procures an aircraft, is gone, and the new president comes to use it. So we are talking about procuring an aircraft for His Excellency the President of Ghana, not necessarily John Dramani Mahama.
Vice Chair, am I to believe that now the country has the financial muscle to purchase a new aircraft from the argument you are making?
When you are talking about financial muscle, you contrast that with the security need of His Excellency the President and do the cost-benefit analysis. And you realize that if you have our priorities right, the amount of money we have sunk into SML, the amount of money we have sunk into this health management information system, the amount of money we have sunk into the whole that we now call the National Cathedral site, if we had our priorities right, buying a presidential jet would not be a problem. And I think that right now, if we have our priorities right, getting the money to buy a presidential jet, if it is a priority, we shouldn't have a problem at all. And I think the time is now.
The argument then was that, Ghana was still a developing country. We still have schools under trees. We had hospitals without equipment and the rest. Has those dynamics changed for us to be considering or thinking of buying a new jet?
My brother, when you talk about Ghana with schools under trees, when you talk about our bad roads, when we talk about our hospitals that need medicines, you need a president who is secure to think strategically to be able to bring this development up. So we are talking about providing security and safety for His Excellency the President, who represents the soul and spirit of the nation. It is not just ordinary. It is this president who will have to think deeply and have a vision and a strategy to be able to bring schools to be able to bring schools that will do the best, to be able to bring hospitals that will save us, to be able to bring the better roads. So we are talking about providing security for that particular person, His Excellency the President. So this is a deeper matter. It's a very serious security matter, and we should just let it go.
How soon should we start a process in purchasing it?
In fact, it should have been yesterday.
Yesterday?
It should have been yesterday.
Vice Chair, thank you very much for your time. Vice Chairperson of the Defense and Interior Committee of Parliament, Peter Tobu, advocating for the purchase of a new presidential jet. He believes that the current one that we are told is in France for repair has been out of service for a long while, and it's about time Ghanaians consider, or government considers, to get a new presidential jet. This is Eyewitness News, coming to you live from our studio here in Accra. Let's read a few of your WhatsApp messages. President Mohammed's decision to terminate the SML contract is a bold and commendable move that underscores his zero tolerance for corruption. This singular action demonstrates that Ghana now has a listening leader, one who puts his nation interest above personal or partisan gain. From Daniel. Muniru in Tamale. Good evening, Sammy. Tell the SML lawyer that no amount of lies can make the deal look good. Jones Adoboinla says, good evening, Sammy. This is an afterthought press conference from the Create Loot and Share group. If they have all these facts, they why haven't they gone to court? Akapo Inafomim says the special prosecutor must stop prosecuting people in the public space and put them before the court for prosecution. The office in any way is not becoming what is expected to be, and they must sit up. Abi National Inwa says this tells everyone that we are now having a good government and the law must take its course. This is Eyewitness News coming to you live from our studio here in Accra. We go for a quick break. When we come back, we have more stories.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
We asked Ghanaian business owners what they want from Old Mutual.
I want insurance and pension solutions that will protect my employees.
Your business growth is our business. For 180 years, we have partnered with businesses to protect and grow their most valuable assets. From tailored group life assurance protection to affordable pension plans, we've got your business and your employees covered. Contact your broker or call Old Mutual on 0509 551 609 today. Old Mutual, do great things every day.
My head's a champion, creating temptation, 100% natural Kivo, ginger, garlic, onion, no salt, no MSG, no preservatives, steam them natural, chicken, fish and meat, yes,
Kivo 3 in 100% natural ginger, garlic, onion powder, incredible aroma, champion taste. This advert is FDA approved.
Ginger, garlic and onion, 3-in-1 Kivo.
Dreaming big, thinking Africa. UBA Ghana's got your back. For business growth and expansion, UBA Ghana's got your back. With a 6 billion after loan facility, UBA Ghana's got your back. With POPs, send and receive money anywhere, UBA Ghana's got your back.
UBA Ghana has got your back. With the 6 billion after loan facility, your business can grow, export and trade across the continent.
And with POPs, send and receive money across Africa instantly. Now live on Leo, your 247 digital banking buddy. UBA Ghana,
connecting you to Africa's opportunities. UBA,
Africa's global bank.
UBA Ghana's got your back.
Who is calling me this other one?
Hello. Good evening, Kwame.
Good evening.
We are into baby foods and would like to introduce...
Wait a minute. How did you get my number? You just use ways and means to find people's numbers and be calling them by heart. No respect for privacy or anything at all.
Oh, Bra Kwame.
Is your business privacy ready? Do you collect and use information of people in your line of work, like their name, number, location? You might be doing the wrong things. Whether you're a big company or a small one, you must respect people's right to privacy. Register and be certified by the Data Protection Commission of Ghana. It is the law. You will receive the necessary training, advice, and guided on the right systems to put in place to help protect information you collect about people. Register your company. It's simple and online. Visit www.dataprotection.org.gh to register. Privacy is the responsibility of everyone. Remember, privacy is personal.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
You're welcome back. You're still listening to Eyewitness News, coming to you live from our studio here in Accra. Let's go back to our earlier story where Strategic Mobilization Limited, SML, says it has written to the presidency urging a reconsideration of the decision to terminate its contract with the Ghana Revenue Authority. The termination followed findings by the Office of the Special Prosecutor, which described the contract as unnecessary and cited payments made for work not done. The company addressed a news conference today, and his lawyer made each made comments that they've sent a petition to the presidency for a reconsideration. Let's go to the phone line again and speak to Manasseh Awuni-Azuri. He's an investigative journalist with the Fourth Estate and has been on this particular story for a while. Manasseh, good evening. Thank you very much for your time. I'm sure you listened to the press conference by the lawyer for SML. Your first take on it.
Good evening, thank you. But let me just say that I have long left the Fourth Estate, so I am in school and also doing freelance reporting. So that is just by the way. But the comments I heard from SML's lawyers were not surprising. Much of it was falsehood, and they have peddled this falsehood even after we caught them hands down, and they deleted some of these falsehoods from their websites. The SML lawyer tried to tell Ghanaians that the company is paid based on performance, which is false. If anybody ever gets to speak to them, let them read the clause, the payment clause, the fees from the contract, and it will confirm what I'm about to say. The contract at the post, the external price verification and transaction audits were based on fixed percentages. The one they were doing at the downstream petroleum, that anytime any petroleum product came, SML was entitled to 0.5 pesos per liter. That is, anytime anybody buys any petroleum product anywhere, this company makes 5 pesos per liter. And that may seem very small, but if you consider the fact that every month, at the time we did our investigation, 2023 thereabouts, we were recording over 400 million liters per month, over that, and then billions in a year. So that's a lot of money, and this is fixed. It is not based on any performance. The upstream petroleum product, Ken Oforiatta instigated that one, and the contract said every barrel of petroleum product we produced, SML should be entitled to $0.75 per barrel. That means at the time we're producing 150,000 barrels a day, this company would be making 120,000 US dollars every single day. 120,000 US dollars every single day. This is not tied to any performance. So what the lawyer said is false. If you go to the mining sector contract, the payment arrangement was that SML should be entitled to 0.575% of total production of gold and other minerals. Now that we are making billions of dollars from this, if you calculate this, this is a lot of money, and it wasn't tied to any performance. Before SML even deployed its services, it was predetermined the fixed amount this company was supposed to make. So a lot of the things that lawyer said at the press conference are false, and I'm wondering what assurance he may have had from some, or the company may have had from some members of government, that they are confident that, well, they believe things will be reversed, and seem to be patronizing the Attorney General, and at the same time issuing threats that look like blackmail, that, well, if you cancel it, we'll go and then get money. Yesterday, we know that PDS wanted some judgment debt. It didn't get it. So it is not automatic that if contracts are cancelled, if we have state officials diligent enough to fight for our interests, I strongly believe we should be retrieving more money than the OSP is even talking about from SML, and not the other way around.
Manasseh, but the company also believes that the operation have been very lawful and technically sound and has generated enough revenue for the state. You think that one too is untruth?
This is a company who that was engaged under very shady circumstances. The Public Procurement Authority, on 3 occasions, not once, not twice, on 3 separate occasions, rejected the GRA's request to use single source approval to contract SML. SML was formed when NPP came into office in 2017, February 14th on Valentine's Day. And then they started to get these sweetheart deals, and the PPA said, look, it is not possible. They don't have the capacity. They've just been set up. They have no experience whatsoever. So even if GRA wanted to contract these services, why didn't it open it up to many companies so they could bid? Why would you go in for a company that has been set up, and since then till now, this company has not done any work anywhere apart from the single contract it had with this state institution, GRA. So, if you say it was lawful, the state public procurement authority said no, don't do that. The President Akufo-Addo's white paper on the KPMG report said this contract violated the Public Financial Management Act. The board of GRA were not even consulted. A whole lot of things went wrong with this contract. So if the lawyer is saying, well, everything was lawful, there is contrary evidence, and these are not my words. The evidence is out there. A lot of things went wrong, and I don't think that any government official now, in good conscience, knowing what I know, reading what is contained in the KPMG report, reading what the OSP has found, would want to extend this contract. They keep making references to, and GRA said this, GRA confirmed this. Let me use this example. This is an outside example. It's like two thieves going to steal, and then one of the thieves providing evidence to exonerate the other. The GRA and SML did this contract together. If anybody is to be held responsible, the GRA, SML, and the Finance Ministry led by Ken Ofori-Atta, they all had some dealings that are not straight. So if the GRA violated the public procurement law and did this, and you are quoting the GRA to say how clean you are, then that alone is problematic. We also now know that the GRA's head of legal, former head of legal, is now working for SML. We also now know that the GRA's former commissioner of customs, Isaac Krenzel, is now a general manager at SML. We also now know that the former technical advisor to the Commissioner General of the GRA is now the managing director at SML. So it looks like some kind of collusion. And this alone looks so murky that anybody in their right mind would want to question this contract, even if the other details of non-performance and false publications we confronted them didn't even come up. This alone should raise questions. If these top management officials at GRA had the capacity to do these services, to manage people to do these services, to supervise employees to perform these services, why did they not do it at GRA? Only to give that contract out and retire and go back to SML to perform those same services for GRA where they were working and paid by the state.
But I say, I've heard you say that the owner of this SML company should be invited or be part of this whole investigations. But today, his lawyer, said that, or the lawyer of the company said that Evans Eduse is just an entrepreneur and not a political proxy as far as this whole SML issue is concerned.
Seydou Agongo was not a politician. He was an entrepreneur. Okay? But he was being prosecuted. In President Mahama's first term in office, I did a story on JIDA, the Youth Employment Agency now. And then two people went to jail. The national coordinator of JIDA at the time, Abuga Pele, and then Philip Asibit. Abuga Pele was jailed for 6 years, and Philip Asibit, who is a private person, was jailed for 12 years, twice the number of years of the public official. There is no law in this country that says that if a public official and a private official connive or collude to engage in a transaction that causes huge financial loss to the state, we should hold only the public official accountable and leave the private official. I don't think there's a law in this country that says that, and the first year law students may know this. So I don't know what the lawyer is talking about.
I'll say a big thank you for your time. Manasseh Awuni is an investigative journalist speaking to us on the SML matter. This is Eyewitness News coming to you live from our studio here in Accra. We'll go for a quick break. When we come back, 7 people, including Citi FM and Channel 1 TV journalists, as well as officials of the Environmental Protection Authority involved in an accident at Obuasi, currently responding to treatment.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Oh, jump on now. Go. Google me. At what time when you come back, we are not hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car?
No, I not change my car. It be the same, right? It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Cause now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mind self be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open them.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, they make a finish my gobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my gobe inside?
I give you info. Make I feel the gobe too small.
Go.
Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
Hey, Ruben. Every 2 seconds notification. The Momo keeps on coming. It keeps on coming, eh?
Ma, I am the community Momo man now. People send money. And with the Momo app, every payment is done. My transactions are flying.
Hey, Adeng.
Ma, you didn't know, eh?
Over 2 million Ghana cedis is up for grabs in the Stillman Saka promo. Transact more than 100 Ghana cedis with your Momo app, and you could win daily, weekly, and monthly cash prizes, and 100,000 Ghana cedis grand prize. And it's not just payments and money transfers. Bank to wallet transactions, savings, loans, investments, pensions, POS transactions, and Momo transactions from other partner platforms qualify. This promo runs in collaboration with the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform. Terms and conditions apply.
Are you feeling tired after a hard day's work? Have you lost your appetite even for your favorite dish? Viral Blood Tonic is a nutritionally balanced, pleasant-tasting tonic fortified with iron and vitamins to boost your appetite and energy levels for high performance. Viral Blood Tonic, easy to take and good for the family. Viral from Danex Iting Starwin PLC. If symptoms persist after 48 hours, consult a physician. This advert is FDA approved.
If you know these sounds, you didn't just live through the 90s. You lived the experience. Back then, connection took minutes. Today, it takes a blink. You express yourself with memes. You hold video calls across continents. You say hey to an AI who responds,
"Hello, Kwame."
You order rides, dinner, and dreams all from the palm of your hand. A lot has changed, so have we. For over 3 decades, EcoBank has evolved with you, leading digital banking in Ghana and across 33 African countries, pioneering solutions built around how you live, move, and dream today. From our express points to EcoBank Pay, online banking, and the mobile app, we are where you are. Here for today, ready for tomorrow. Now, that's change, powered by EcoBank.
EcoBank, a better way to bank your way. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
You're welcome back. You're still listening to Eyewitness News, coming to you live from our studio here in Accra. A few of your WhatsApp messages. Alex Kofi in Adenta Commando Research says SML should keep calm. If they think the OSP is wrong in their findings, they should go to court to clear their name. Mawusi Ayebi in Abutia Volta region says the SML deal was rightfully terminated by the special prosecutor due to wrongful payment for work not done. President Mahama should not consider them for future contracts. The termination was right and justified. We must ensure accountability and transparency in all government dealings. Osei Boatin says the special prosecutor was one office who initially some people thought would be a neutral office, but unfortunately that is not what we are seeing currently. Korea Boa in Benin says, to me, the minority should allow the vetting of the Chief Justice to go on and leave everything to posterity. Hanan Alasan from South says, first, who are the people involved in signing the SML deal? Those individuals should be arrested and made to face the full rigors of the law. SML should stop making noise in the media and go to the court if they believe they are right. Eno has some more stories.
The Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources has attributed the accident involving officials of the Environmental Protection Authority in the Ashanti region to attacks by illegal miners. According to the Ministry, a violent confrontation between illegal miners and a joint EPA team with journalist Nero Boase led to a road accident that injured several people, including a Channel 1 TV journalist. Speaking to the media to review the week's operations in the fight against Galamsey, the Director of Communications at the Ministry, Ama Mausi Mawinyefia, reaffirmed the Ministry's commitment to combating the menace.
They were conducting operations around the country, going around to ascertain who was operating these machines or manufacturing the floating devices without permits, and to close down shops. And it was in one of these operations around Dadri that the illegal miners spotted them and decided to attack them, pelting stones at them and things like that. And so they had to flee for their lives. And in doing that, had to take another route out of the place, out of Boase. And it was in the course of that they got involved in the accident. Two journalists were in critical condition. They are stable. Per the reports I received this morning, they are quite stable. One had to be operated on, had a surgery yesterday. Several others, sustained injuries. Again, this incident is unfortunate. And Honorable Amakufibua, again, who also doubles as acting minister for Environment, Science and Technology, wishes to convey his utmost disappointment at the extent of events for these incidences. And he wishes to make it clear that he remains resolute and unperturbed, and he is resolved to deal with the matter on hand.
Ama Mausi Mawinyefia is Director of Communications at the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources. Meanwhile, the injured persons, including journalists and officials of the Environmental Protection Authority who sustained injuries in an accident at Dajuni, a community near Obuasi in the Ashanti region, are currently responding to treatment. Among the injured were Citi FM and Channel 1 TV's Doris Lonta, 2 reporters from the Multimedia Group Limited and 1 from Media General, as well as a Multimedia Group cameraman and 2 EPA officials. Citi FM and Channel 1 TV's Doris Lonta recounts the incident.
They went to the Obuasi area around a community called Dadring, and then the CEO with other EPA officials visited a site. At the site they saw the chamfan and other materials that they had seized the day before at Amiankwanta. And so from after the visit at the first site, when we were exiting the community, there was another one. So officials stopped by, and that particular place, it was a river. They had diverted the direction of the river and were mining in there. So officials stopped and then assessed the place. When we were about leaving, there was some misunderstanding between officials and then the youth of the community. There was some verbal abuse. The people were abusing us and then the EP officials, verbally. So there was a heated, should I say, exchange. And then because it was getting heated, the CEO engaged the leadership of the group and told them to calm down. But of course, some youths were very angry, and we went to we left the community. Before we left, some youths started pelting stones and all that, but no one was hurt. And then we left the place. But because they were very angry, there was a suggestion that we don't use that route when returning to Kumasi. So we needed to use a longer route, pass through I Am Free, Babini, and then Obuasi Dunkwa, that area, back to Kumasi. So on our way, when we got to Afari, there was a speed ramp and a bit of, so it was like more of a traffic zone. So the driver needed to slow down a bit. Unfortunately, he couldn't apply the brakes as expected. So he tried veering off from the convoy a bit, and unfortunately there was an oncoming vehicle, a Kia truck, and then there was a head-on collision. Yeah, thankfully we're 8 in the vehicle, 6 journalists, and then 5 journalists, and then 3 EPA officials. And by God's grace, none of us, the only serious injury was that of the Joy News camera technician who had his leg dislocated. But the rest of us, injuries are not that severe. So by God's grace, we are responding to treatments. I don't know what to say, but I was confused. I saw that we were going to crash, but there was nothing I could do. I couldn't, you can't jump out of the vehicle. You just can't do anything. So I just said, okay, this is it. I was hurt at my shoulder level and also my head. So yesterday I had severe headache. My part of my head is so swollen, and the treatment the doctors gave actually helped. It calmed the pain, and then I was able to have some sleep, and this morning it's quite better.
That was Citi FM and Channel 1 TV's Ashanti regional correspondent Doris Lonta recounting the accident they had. Meanwhile, the Ashanti regional chairperson of the Ghana Journalists Association, Kofi Edudumfe, has assured that the affected journalists are receiving the necessary medical care.
After 29 years, we are now moving the flagship event, the flagship awards of the association from capital of Accra to the capital of the Ashanti region, Kumasi, and specifically.
We apologize for the wrong inset. Do we have it now?
Could have been worse.
To meet with the
nature of the
team
job, sometimes some of these things do happen, but I'm glad that they are all recovering very well. We've been to all the 2 hospitals. The one in critical condition, Akwesi Adomakun, who is currently at the Komfanochi Teaching Hospital, he's hearty. We're waiting on the medical officers to inform us of the next line of action, but we understand that he has a fracture on the right leg, actually on the thigh. But we met him, he's hearty. just that he doesn't know what is next, and that is where his concern is. But we are relying and hoping that we hear very favorable information from the medical directors as to how the processes will go, if there is going to be a surgery or otherwise. The other 4 that we visited at the Aferi Hospital are also very good. We hoping that they will be discharged very soon, hopefully tomorrow. But in all, I would say that whilst we are worried about the fact that this accident happened, all the journalists involved are in good spirits, and we're hoping that there will not be any adverse information apart from what we've seen, and they will all be discharged and get to their families as soon as possible.
Ashanti Regional Chairperson of the Ghana Journalists Association, Kofi Edu Dumfe, there. Now, the Minerals Commission has condemned recent attacks on security officials involved in the fight against illegal mining, popularly known as Galamsey. This follows an attack on NIMUS officials at Shudim, as well as assaults on EPA officers during a Galamsey-related operation in the Ashanti region yesterday. In an exclusive interview with Citi News, the Deputy CEO of the Minerals Commission, Emmanuel Kwamina Anyuma, urged citizens to refrain from attacking officials who are assisting in the fight against Galamsey and to support the government in tackling the menace head-on.
So it's a whole secretariat. Basically, what the secretariat is mandated to do is to help governments in the fight against this illegal mining. One of the things that we've left in all this conversation on the attacks is the people who also attack the citizens. We must condemn it with all the force and the energy in us. We shouldn't entertain such acts, because you see what's happened to Major Mahama, late Major Mahama, may he so rest in peace, was the citizens of that particular community. The actions is the same thing we are seeing now. So we should also use this medium to condemn the actions of the citizens of Shudim.
Deputy CEO of the Minerals Commission, Emmanuel Kwamina Anyuma.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
Get the details. Every significant financial transaction, every market movement, and all the policies that affect your business. Citi Business News. Be informed.
Time now for Citi Business News on Eyewitness News. Let's settle for the details of our stories. Country senior partner of PricewaterhouseCoopers Ghana, Vish Ashiakbo, says Ghana's return to 8% inflation is a clear signal that the country's macroeconomic framework is strengthening and could pave the way for sustained price stability. Speaking at the 2025 PwC Cyber Forum in Accra, he said the steady decline in inflation reflects improved coordination between fiscal and monetary authorities alongside growing confidence among businesses and investors. For him, maintaining fiscal discipline and sustaining the current policy momentum will be crucial in anchoring expectations in the months ahead.
But 8%, I think, is not too low. And actually, I think we'd like to see it go lower than 8%. Yes, in our environment, single-digit inflation has been a challenge. So yes, we think 8% is a good place to be. However, if you look at different parts of the world, or even if you look to neighboring countries, particularly the Francophone zone, they have inflation at much lower rates than 8%. So I don't think we would say that 8% is too low, or that we're satisfied with 8%. It can get much lower, and we look forward. Inflation and other indicators are a function of, if I put it simply, how we behave and how we manage our finances. So can we sustain it? We can. It's just a matter of us keeping the discipline in place. So it's doable. And actually the fact that it's dropped so significantly over the last few months, shows that it can be done. Can we sustain it? It comes down to whether we can continue to be disciplined.
Vish Ashiakbo is country senior partner of PwC Ghana. The The Chartered Institute of Bankers Ghana will soon introduce a mandatory ethics certification program for all banking professionals as part of efforts to strengthen integrity and rebuild public trust in the financial sector. Dubbed Ethics 2.0, it will be officially launched at the 29th National Banking and Ethics Conference on November 11, 2025. Speaking to Citi Business News, CEO of the Institute, Robert Jatto, said the new program represents a major upgrade from the earlier phase of the ethics initiative and is designed to ensure that every banking professional meets the highest standards of conduct and accountability.
Ethics is at the heart of that, which is character, doing the right thing even when no one is watching. So for us as Chartered Institute of Bankers Ghana, we're putting that very high on the agenda of banks and bankers. And one of the ways we're doing that is to launch Ethics 2.0. We did 1.0. A number of banks have completed. Now it is compulsory for everyone working in the banking sector that you must have the Ethics CIB Ghana Ethics Certification, which is the 2.0 coming up. That we would continue to monitor and ensure that once you complete that ethics certification with the declaration, if you do anything, there will be sanctions that would apply. That we expect that it's not just character, but also the consequence and playing within the rules, which is the conduct. And so the continuous focus on that will be important. So we are working very closely with GAB, which is Ghana Association of Banks, the Bank of Ghana, and then of course all other stakeholders to drive the financial sector and make it even more ethical, driving competence and making sure that consequences also apply. That way we can ensure the sustainability of the entire financial system, and if that does well as a sector, then of course the economy as a whole and the country continues to develop.
Robert Jatto is CEO of the Chartered Institute of Bankers Ghana. Government has inaugurated the newly constituted board of the Ghana International Trade Commission with a call on members to reinforce the Commission's mandate of promoting fair competition and protecting Ghanaian industries against unfair trade practices. The Minister for Trade, Agribusiness and Industry, Elizabeth Ofosu-Adjare, at the inauguration underscored the Commission's role in ensuring transparency and equity within the country's international trade regime.
The GITC was established under the Ghana International Trade Commission Act 2016 Act 926, an act of parliament that creates a corporate body charged with regulating Ghana's international trade. The act mandates the commission to ensure compliance with international trade rules and the World Trade Organization agreement to protect our domestic market from unfair trade practices and to promote transparency, efficiency, and fairness in the application of trade measures. This board, appointed by His Excellency the President, brings together diverse expertise in economics, international marketing, law, and industry experience. Your role will be pivotal in guiding the operations of the Commission towards building resilient value chains, supporting domestic, and fostering an environment conducive to both local and foreign investment.
Elizabeth Ofosu-Adjare is Minister for Trade, Agribusiness and Industry. Board Chair Felix Teria-Yawachia assured that the new board will work to navigate the complexities of the global trade environment and strengthen the Commission's capacity to promote fair and competitive trade.
Given the changes that are occurring in the international arena, we are going to be facing some challenges in this area. When the GITC law was being passed, almost everybody in the world agreed that we shall all operate under the WTO rules. But recently, we can see what is happening across the world. Some countries have ignored, some are even declared that they will leave the WTO, even though they were the very ones who were behind the setting up of the WTO. So we are going to be facing some headwinds along the way. But I know and I have confidence that with you as the Minister and His Excellency behind us, we shall succeed.
Board Chair of the Ghana International Trade Commission, Felix Teria-Yawachia. The Social Security and National Insurance Trust is still seeking strategic investors to help turn around the fortunes of its struggling Golden Beach hotels. Appearing before the Public Accounts Committee, Director General Kwesi Afre-Baini said this is to improve the performance of hotels within the group that have been recording losses. He clarified, however, that the profitable hotels under its hospitality portfolio will not be part of the investment drive, adding that SNIT remains committed to protecting the value of contributors' funds by improving operational efficiency and attracting the right investors.
Yes, we are seeking for a strategic investor for La Palm, Elmina Beach Resort, and Busia. However, for SNIT Guest House, Ridge Royale, and Labadi Beach Hotel, we do not intend to seek any strategic investors coming in. We believe that those three hotels should be allowed to run on their own and make profit. Labadi Beach Hotel, for instance, in 2024, made profits in excess of 80 million Ghana cedis. We do not intend to bring in any strategic partners on Labadi because Labadi is doing well and paying dividends. Labadi in 2023 paid dividends of 16 million cedis. Last year, they are yet to declare dividend, but they made profits in excess of 80 million Ghana cedis. We won't touch Ridge Royale, and we will not touch SNIT Guest House as well. So for those doing well, we've taken them out of the hotels that were under consideration previously. We are only focusing on the three that are struggling.
You heard Director General of SNIT, Kwesi Afre-Baini. And that's it for City Business News and Eyewitness News. I am Enusafo. Up next is Point Blank.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Oh, jump on now. Go. Gugomi, at what time when you come back, we are not hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car?
No, I not change my car. It be the same, right? It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mind, Seth, be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium, they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open there.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, then make a finish my gobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my gobe inside?
I give you info. Make a fill the gobe too small.
Go.
Joe Pana. Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
Flight 715 is now boarding at Gate 4.
Welcome to the Stanbic Bank app that makes you live a lot more like
topping up my electricity before ECG do me yawa.
That's smart. And you have to send more money. Forgot?
Easy. We'll just transfer from the app.
We are about to take off.
Okay, let me also enable my travel notice.
It was that easy, huh?
Complete. Now I can use my card abroad without it getting declined.
Hey, you forgot to pay your water bill. The guys are outside to disconnect.
Wait a minute. Water bill payment? Done.
Why you lucky?
Charlie, my Stanbic Bank app sorting me back to back.
Level up and do more with the Stanbic Bank app. Download now on Google Play and Apple App Store. Visit stanbicbank.com.gh or call 0302-815-789 to get started. Stanbic Bank.
Announcing Ghana's first unlimited photocopier leasing. Yes, from just 983 Ghana cedis, you can lease a multifunctional photocopier and print unlimited. Yes, unlimited and free paper every month. Guess what? That's not all. Toners, repairs, and maintenance all are free. And oh, I'm not kidding at all. And we cover the whole country. Yes, the whole country. What are you waiting for? Just visit us at www.valexlease.com or call 0244-644048. I repeat, or call 0244-644048. Remember, terms and conditions apply. Valex Lease, affordable document management solutions.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
You're welcome back. You're still listening to Eyewitness News, coming to you live from our studio here in Accra. And this is the point blank segment on Eyewitness News. Remember, Point Blank is brought to you by Valex Lease Equip Limited, Valex Lease Affordable Document Management Solutions. Tonight on Point Blank, we go to Parliament, where the minority is demanding the suspension of the vetting of the acting Chief Justice, Justice Paul Bafoboni, until all legal matters concerning the removal of Gertrude Tokonu as Chief Justice are settled. It follows the announcement by the Majority Leader, Mahama Yarega, during his presentation of the business statement for the coming week, indicating that the Appointment Committee of the House will consider the nomination of Justice Paul Bafoboni on Monday, November 10th, 2025. Here is Minority Leader Alexander Penyomakin and the Majority Leader Mahama Yarega.
On the sub judice rule of the 103F and 123(1), and on the Speaker's control of the business of the House, guided by Order 2164. Mr. Speaker, none of these expressly contemplate the coexistence of an active constitutional dispute over legality of vacancy, the vetting that is being announced seeks to fail. We have a situation at hand. One is procedure under Order 217 that empowers the Appointment Committee to consider a nomination when the existence of the vacancy itself is sub judice. Are we going to do that? That the Appointment Committee, knowing that there is a sub judice matter, will still proceed to consider the vetting, whereas the Constitution itself contemplates that the office of Chief Justice will never be vacant. That is why even when the woman was originally suspended, there was an acting Chief Justice. So there should be no hurry. Nobody should contemplate that Parliament is somewhat stopped. That seat is not vacant. However, proceeding to vet a new person to fill that office will be rendering the application of Justice Gertrude Tokonu odious. Mr. Speaker, the second is constitutional. We would be proceeding on the part that would amount to a legislative interference with judicial process, contrary to Article 1253 and 1272. Mr. Speaker, which vests judicial power exclusively in the courts and oblige all state organs to protect their independence and effectiveness. Mr. Speaker, we have under Order 20 of our rules, 24 provides the Speaker is the head of the institution of Parliament and presides over the sittings of Parliament. 4, the Speaker shall A, uphold the honor, dignity, and the sanctity of the House. Mr. Speaker, if you read this provision in conjunction or together with the relevant provisions that protect the independence of the Constitution, we are being called upon, therefore, Mr. Speaker, to ensure that Parliament is never seen as bringing any other state organ into disrepute. You sit there, Mr. Speaker, have a duty to uphold the honor, the dignity and sanctity of the House. If this whole Parliament, in view of its own precedents, not long ago, in March, when Afenyo Makin and Habib Idrisu and Vincent Assefa had an application, which application was to determine a governance and practice issue, the Majority Leader argue strenuously that indeed that matter has a constitutional arm, had a constitutional issue attached thereto. Therefore, I should be restrained from moving the motion. Mr. Speaker, that was his contention. Much as Mr. Speaker, much as I argued that the matter before the House had nothing to do with the court matter, the House still ruled. By your very good self, Mr. Speaker, you presided. Mr. Speaker, you presided and told us that indeed, because the matter was before courts, we cannot take the motion. Mr. Speaker, let me refer to Eskime, the 5th edition, Eskime, the 26th edition, Eskime, paragraph 2011, I quote, "The House has resolved that no matter awaiting adjudication by a court of law should be brought before it." The matter, if the matter is awaiting adjudication, this House must stay its hands. That is the law. That is the practice. Mr. Speaker, how then would the majority leader, in coming with a business statement, invite us to accept as part of the business statement the vetting of the nominee on Monday the 10th of November, when he is aware that the ECOWAS court has scheduled the 18th of November for the ruling in the matter brought before it? What does this House want to hurry to? Why are we in a haste? To render the outcome of the case nugatory, otious, to deny the woman, the Chief Justice of the Republic, her right to occupy her office?
Honorable Minority Leader, kindly conclude.
Mr. Speaker, it is public knowledge that the learned Attorney General has so far even refused to file a defense in the matters at the Supreme Court. It was only last week that he filed a motion for leave to file for extension of time to file. Mr. Speaker, all these are happening in this country, a country of rule of law, and Parliament would want to shut its eyes on this. Mr. Speaker, in any event, the man empowered with the mandate to empanel the court is himself the very person who has been nominated. And so far, whereas he was in a hurry to empanel the court to hear the injunction applications, none has happened in any of the 6 cases. Mr. Speaker, there's a High Court matter where the Justice Tokonu challenged the warrant of a removal. The AG filed an application seeking constitutional interpretation. It's been weeks that my Lord Bafuboni, who alone has the power to empanel the court, has not empaneled the court. In fact, none of the cases involving my lady Tokonu, as well as our respected colleague Vincent Asefwa, has received the blessing of the court for the purpose of hearing. Meanwhile, the time for hearing has long lapsed, with the AG not filing any process and now seeking the leave of the court belatedly for extension of time. Mr. Speaker, I dare submit that the man who is going to be nominated himself is conflicted. He is in conflict. How can you, who knows that office, the occupant is being denied her human rights, and you are supposed to empanel, you are refusing to empanel, yet this house should bless you with the benefit of vetting. Mr. Speaker, the majority leader cannot invite us.
Honorable Minority Leader, I'm pleading with you to conclude.
No, I'm concluding. Mr. Speaker, these are preliminary matters. We have our own matter to deal with, but we want to bring it in the context of the Business Committee report and invite the majority leader to graciously withdraw that aspect of his submission to the effect that on Monday there's going to be vetting. We will not support a report, that business committee report, that has an aspect that says that there's going to be vetting. Mr. Speaker, in any event,
Honorable Minority Leader, do you have the business statement?
Mr. Speaker,
the business statement
Mr. Speaker,
report.
with respect, the business statement. When a member, Mr. Speaker, I've been a majority leader before. When the business statement is presented and questions are asked and inputs are made, and the majority leader and leader of government business, and for that matter the chair of the business committee, confirms certain provisions, it becomes part of the report. That is it. Yes. So, Mr. Speaker, don't take me to that part. Mr. Speaker, with respect, he has confirmed that there has been a program. So, Mr. Speaker, let's not belabor. It's a fact. We are saying that he should take that off. He should withdraw that bit so that the original component of the business committee's report remains without any vetting whatsoever on Monday. Mr. Speaker, in any event, we, the minority, as law-abiding as we are, filed a motion several days ago, and I've done several follow-ups. Mr. Speaker, our minority should not be taken for granted. It should never be taken for granted. We are encouraged at all times that we should be law-abiding, follow procedure, and we'll be vigilant in that process. So, Mr. Speaker, awaiting all of this, the majority leader cannot just announce to us that Justice Alaba Esabato Konu's prayer does not matter. She is a Ghanaian who was appointed. She has submitted herself to all due process. Her rights must be respected. This parliament must, with the greatest respect, rely on its own precedent not long ago and allow the court to determine the matter. It should be our collective call on the acting Chief Justice to quickly empanel the court. It must be our collective voice to encourage the Attorney General to file a defense. It must be our collective voice to encourage the Attorney General to go to the ECOWAS court and file a defense, rather than we being threatened by the chief whip of the majority that vetting will happen with all his might. We are not dealing with might. That bad thing will not happen. It will not happen. You must follow due process. Follow the law. Do the right thing. We, the minority, will not shut our mouth. You can follow due process. That's all. Mr. Speaker, I want to resume my seat by saying that my submission does not in any way seek a ruling from you. I am not seeking a ruling. I am rather seeking the indulgence of the majority leader, who knows the rules, to do the needful by withdrawing this aspect of the report that is going to be vetted. Mr. Speaker, we know how to move our case and we'll do the needful. But this one is not a motion bringing it up for you to make a ruling. No.
A decade. And I know how that court functions. I know how that court functions. So I can assure you, without making any pronouncements now, that the principle at the ECOWAS court is that you must have exhausted local remedies before you go to ECOWAS court. Mr. Speaker, I plead with my colleagues. I know that the circumstances surrounding the removal of the former Chief Justice is a matter that especially my brother, the minority leader, has fought. He has embarked on street marches. In the process, some policemen even alleged that he became physical against them. I can understand. I can understand that this is a matter that he is personally very passionate about.
Majority Leader, conclude.
But the Constitution is very clear on these matters. The nomination of the Chief Justice is properly before this House. It has been referred to the committee, and the committee will sit on Monday. I urge him to appear before the committee as a member. You can ask all your questions. The Chief Justice nominee is ready and available and willing to answer all questions put to him, and very, very capable. If at the end of the day, there is any decision by any court in this country, I'm sure the court will find a way of crafting a mechanism for enforcing their decision. The court will find a mechanism for crafting the enforcement of their decision. Mr. Speaker, the court, after we have completed our work in this House, have been able to strike down the conclusion of the work of this House. In that ruling led by Justice Yoni Kulondi, they annulled what we did in this House. So please, allow the system to work. Allow the system to work. So, honorable colleagues, I have presented to you the business statement for next week. The minority leader is a member of the business committee. The minority chief whip is also a member of the business committee. And so this business that we have presented to you is business that we agreed together as the business of the House for next week. And we urge you to approve it so that we can move on. As for the referral to the committee, that was done some time ago. It was not really part of the records of the business statement of this sitting. It wasn't. It is an old referral. What we did is to attach records of the old referrals to remind members that those referrals are still pending before them. But it is not a matter for decision today. The work of these committees are not matters for decision today. It is just to remind members that these assignments.
You heard the majority leader in Ghana's parliament, Mahama Yaraga. Earlier, you heard minority leader Alexander Penyomakin argue on the floor of parliament whether indeed the Chief Justice should be allowed to be vetted by the appointment committee. The speaker then came back with a ruling on this matter, and Speaker Babin dismissed the motion by the minority caucus seeking to suspend the vetting of the acting Chief Justice, Justice Paul Bafoboni, until legal issues surrounding the removal of Justice Gertrude Tokonu are resolved. In his ruling, the Speaker declared the motion out of order and therefore are insisting that the vetting will take place on Monday.
I'm of the view that courts can continue to hear whatever matters are pending before them. But until there is an injunctive order, Parliament's authority remains intact. Judicial independence should not mean legislative paralysis. In any case, I have consistently questioned whether the Supreme Court could use its injunctive release to stultify the work of another arm of state. Is that the purpose of that relief? Honorable members, procedurally, I'm also mindful of Order 103, Rule F, which suggests that a motion shall not be a subject matter of an action in which a judicial decision is pending in such a way as may, in the opinion of the Speaker, prejudice the interests of the parties in the action. I have considered the provisions on admissibility of motion, and I submit that the proposed motion is out of order. As I have already indicated, I am convinced that the Supreme Court is vested with adequate powers to reverse any action should they deem them unconstitutional. This matter I have discussed with the minority leader who was bent on the motion being admitted.
You are the Speaker of Ghana's Parliament, Agwon Babin, ruling that on Monday, the 10th of November, Justice Paul Bafoboni will be vetted by the Appointment Committee of Parliament. Earlier, the minority caucus raised an objection as to the vetting. It says the vetting cannot take place until the processes leading to the removal of Justice Gertrude Tokonu are settled by the court. The Speaker says the vetting of Justice Paul Bafoboni will come off on Monday. This has been another exciting edition of Eyewitness News that came to you live from our studios here in Accra. My name is Sami Uyafe. Earlier you heard Eno Safu Show produced by Beverly Nanden and Kwabena Wilson.